Welcome, everyone, to another half-ass beer review. My name is Josh. Tonight is the final in the pumpkin beer battle to find out which pumpkin beer is my favorite of the season. Now, before we get into that, I have to offer my apologies. I thought this was going to be done a week sooner. I had all intentions of just shoving content down your throats, but then life got busy, personal life and work. My daughter got sick. And then Halloween happened, and it was just a cluster of trying to do things in a very short period of time. And if there's one thing that I had to drop the ball on, it was this. And for that, I'm sorry. Now, before we get into the battle tonight, how about you help me buy my next beer? It's easy and free. Scroll down, hit the subscribe button, and give this video a big thumbs up. Goes a long way in keeping me on track to trying more beer. Usually my new subs and commenters, they get a shout out right here, but I've been cramming stuff so much just time cramming that I didn't get a chance to kind of review it or set that up. Now back to tonight's beer battle. Tonight's beer battle is the final of all of it. This will be like round 7. So 14 different pumpkin beers I've tried from all over the United States. A lot of different kinds of pumpkins, blondes, coffee, ales, stouts, just a whole big spectrum. And it's been pretty enjoyable. I've been enjoying doing these pumpkin beer battles. On my right, from Ellicottville, New York, Ellicottville Brewing Company, Pumpkinville Latte. Now, this is a seasonal craft ale with coffee and pumpkin. Whiskey barrel aged from Iron Smoke Distillery whiskey barrels. Now, Pumpkinville is an actual destination in Buffalo, New York. It boasts to be Buffalo's best pumpkin farm to go to. This is 6.5% ABV, and this is a very old-timey saloon looking. It looks very distillery-esque, the artwork on this can. Support local, it says. Again, 6.5% ABV. It's probably going to be light. It's not going to be anything dark, but I'm really interested to see what it's like with that whiskey barrel-aged. And on my left, now this is from Brewery Vivant. Brewery Vivant out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. One of my favorite breweries in the state. They brew some phenomenal beer. Farmhouse ales, saisons, tarts, sours. They're really good at brewing that. They have some great IPAs, their own take on them, and they do some really great beer. This might be the only pumpkin beer that could take the cake from the beers that I've already had. This is Pumpkin Tart, a tart pumpkin ale. Wow. Let me see here. 7.1% ABV. 1% of all sales benefit local charities. Made with real pumpkin and spices, then blended with sour ale. This is not your typical pumpkin ale. I haven't had a bad beer from Brewery of Vivant, so that's why I'm pretty excited about it. As always, this one's getting home field advantage, so we're going to bust into this Pumpkinville Latte from Ellicottville first. What I'm seeing here is golden. Right, we could almost... That's a pretty golden ale, almost amber-esque. Smelling that whiskey, smelling that coffee. Big hints of coffee. That coffee is actually more overpowering than what the whiskey is, and that's awesome. And at 6%, I can't imagine that the whiskey would be super strong in here. But yeah, the coffee is just a great scent that I'm picking up. Little hints of pumpkin spice in there as well. Yeah, buddy. I'm so excited about this one. As soon as I saw that they had one, I knew that I needed to try it. A little more see-through. Still got that kind of amber color on my end, but again, very see-through. I can see my fingers through it. Creamy, off-white head. Big pumpkin flavor, or big pumpkin smell on this one. Getting that, whatever grain or whatever they use to make sour beers. Definitely picking up on that sour beer and the smell. So let's try these now. Let's start over here on my right with the Ellicottville Pumpkinville Latte. As always, on Half-Ass Beer Review, little drink, big drink. Cheers, everybody. Gotta be honest, with this being a whiskey barrel aged beer, a little worried about the big drink. The low ABV kind of made me not feel as worried about it. You can definitely tell the whiskey barrel is the first thing you pick up on. Then the coffee comes in, a little bit of pumpkin spice, and then you're left with whiskey and like coffee. It's a really nice, bold, rich coffee flavor that's in there. I'd actually love to try whatever it is, whatever coffee it is that they're putting in this beer just alone with coffee. I don't know if the whiskey barrel's needed. It's not bad. Like, it's definitely enjoyable. Let me take another drink before I start talking too much about it. Okay, on that drink, it was the pumpkin came up front, followed by the whiskey, and then like your coffee's like your afterthought on this drink. This is very enjoyable. Like, it's very good. Definitely a sipper. The big drink wasn't bad. I just got a better taste of it when it was the small sip. I think the flavor worked a lot better when it was a small sip. Yeah, that's very enjoyable. Let's move on to the hopeful, right? The pumpkin tart from Brewery Vivant. Again, as always on Half-Ass Beer Review, little drink, big drink. Cheers, everybody. Ooh. Very tart. Wow. Okay. This is not your ordinary pumpkin beer. Tart right up front. The pumpkin comes in there just a little bit and then kind of subsides back into, your tart, your sour ale. Let me take another drink. Man, this one's very weird. Enjoying the sour. Then that pumpkin comes in there. It's not really like a pumpkin pie. It's just pumpkin. Like, there's spices in there and stuff, but you're getting a lot of that pumpkin. And then back to sour ale. I was really hopeful for this one, but it didn't really turn out the way that I thought it was going to. I just thought it was going to be spectacular and knock my socks off and all that. Okay, so 2 beers have entered and only 1 beer can leave. And I think the winner of this one is definitely going to be Ellicottville's Pumpkinville Latte. This pumpkin and coffee ale aged in whiskey barrels. Neither of them were spectacular or great. They were both pretty good beers. This one was just a little bit better. Now, I'm going to give you a top 5 in a later video, maybe even the day after this one. I'll put the top 5 pumpkin beers that I had out, so that way I can kind of review some of my reviews and recall what I said and what I tasted and stuff like that. Now, that's going to do it for this episode of Half-Ass Beer Review, the final pumpkin beer battle. Wasn't anything spectacular, but, it's been fun, and I'm really glad that I did this. If you would like to help me out, share, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, whenever, wherever, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But until next time, please keep your fridges full and have a great night.